living in the 21st century. There's something more to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it straight from the hands. And the nice run to it. I guess it's a superhero last name. But what makes it?
Live.
Between the number 10 seed, Pennridge, and the number 7 seed, Central Bucks East Patriots. To everyone now, please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Tonight we come to you live from Hatfield Ice Arena in Colmar, Pennsylvania, here in Montgomery County. It is the first round in the 42nd annual Flyers Cup, and this was, of course, an event that got cut short last year, so we are happy to be back with the prestigious Flyers Cup. My name, Bob Rotruck. So glad to be making my debut calling high school hockey. It's a new thing for me, but I'm really looking forward to this. And our first round matchup here at the AA level has the Central Bucks East Patriots and head coach Jeff Mitchell as the number 7 seed against the Pennridge Rams, led by head coach Jeff Montagna. And they are in the dark green, and they are the 10 seed. Tell you about the teams as we go along, and away we go. Here is Connor Hauser handling the puck for Central Bucks East and the Patriots, and it's pushed in deep by Pennridge. Hustling back to retrieve is the defenseman Chris Matthews. And a headman pass got tipped at center and pumped right back in by Jeff Manto, who fires it in. He and his brother Tyler Manto helped lead Pennridge to a 4-3 win over CB East earlier in the season. The teams have changed a little bit since then, but Pennridge does have a 1-0 lead in this series. They tangle up for the puck behind Central Bucks East goalie Matt Mangiacopra. 285 goals against average and an 880 saves percentage. And here comes CB East, and a swing and a miss in the high slot for Connor Kaiser with 5 goals and 7 assists and 12 points total, one of their top players. Rolled around by Connor Hauser. And all the way out, here come the Pennridge Rams. They're wearing the green. And jabbed forward by their top scorer. This is Eric Lerhoff with 14 goals and 4 assists this year for Pennridge. I think many assume that the Rams can certainly hang with the CB East Patriots. They already beat them once this year. All right, a nice little drop and a slingshot on the move through the neutral zone. And a shot for Phil McIntyre is deflected in front. Another shot from the point. That's going to be caught in the glove of Pennridge goalie Ryan Pico, who's played pretty much every game almost this year for Jeff Montagna's Pennridge Rams. 8-5 is Pico. A goals against average of .266 and a save percentage of .918. I mean, Pennridge is a 10 seed out of the 16 teams in AA, but they had a record of 7-3-1. They're not half bad at all out of the Continental Division of the SHSHL. Jabbed out of there by Pennridge. I think we can probably expect a pretty close game. That's what they had when these two teams played back in February. Hustling back to retrieve, and that might be Shane West, and now all the way through center. Oh, here they come into the zone. CB East, couple guys trying to dangle there. Knocked off the twig of Phil McIntyre. And Pennridge hustling back the other way. And here's Jeff Manto. There's a shot that's deflected by Mangiacopra. When these two teams played in February, the goalie saw a lot of action. The shots were 33-28. So yeah, we can potentially get a lot, although maybe we're a little slower to start here in this one. Drilled in deep and retrained by CB East. There's Carter Kaiser back there. There's another shot deflected by Mangiacopra. And then a stick save and over to the corner. We're just happy that we're able to play this tournament again. Well, we haven't had a whistle yet, isn't it? Oh, we had one whistle. And now all the way back out of the point for Aiden Boyle. He held that in front of the blue line. Sharp angle shot. Nice save, Mangiacopra. And over to the corner. Big blast from over there. Cooper White chasing it down in the corner. Pennridge with the early advantage here, and 3 shots on goal. 4 shots on goal, actually, to start. And Pennridge's Lowry will swing it in. Shane West on D is hustling back there. They couldn't clear. Nicely kept in. Pennridge shot from the top of the right circle, off the chest. Rebound. Close call down low. And a hopper through the slot again. Boy, they're really banging away here on Matt Mangiacopra. And it looks like CB East right now, I think, maybe a little fortunate to still be 0-0. Icing will bring it back down to the Central Bucks East side. CB East Patriots 6-3-2 this year, also out of the Continental Division of the SHSHL. Mangiacopra 285 goals against and an 880 save percentage. We'll be watching for Adam Bostock, who has 12 goals this year to lead the Patriots. All the way up against the board. There's a nice little hit down there too. Is that Kaiser down there? 93, yeah. He threw his weight around, and now another steal for Pennridge. Trying for a little play with the defenseman Aiden Boyle rotating up. And it kind of went in behind him and all the way back down to the Pennridge Rams side. Delayed offside there. CB East had to touch up. And a lot of time for Pennridge and Jeff Montania's team and the Rams to get it going. Now it's stolen here. And it's a shot off the right shoulder there of Pico. That was cranked up by the guy we were just talking about, Adam Bostock. He picked it off and turned that into a scoring try. Leads this team with 12 goals this season. Eric Lerhoff with 14 goals on the year. And a face-off coming up in the Pennridge zone with 12:05 to go in the first period. No score, and the shots are 5-2. The winner likely to play the number 2 Pennsbury Falcons, undefeated and with 63 goals this year in 10 games, unless Conestoga can pull off a massive upset in the 2-15 game, but it has happened before. Over the glass and out of play. And we are allowed to have a few fans come in and join us, and they're lined up around the glass, and we're happy to have some of the parents being able to cheer on the kids, which we didn't have at the beginning of the season for many of the teams, of course. Face-off win for CB East. Now they're trying to surge back. It's poked out to center. Pennridge. The Rams wearing the green. And it's gobbled up there by Blake Stewart with 6 goals, 6 assists. Throws it on net. Could have been a little tricky there. Mangiacopra handled that nicely. And we'll bring the face-off back to the CB East zone. CB East finished off strong. They won 4 of their last 5. They have a lot of offense. They had a slower start in the season. They overcame injury issues early. Jabbed in on the backhand and deep into the CB East zone. And a hopper is all the way back out to center. And the Pennridge Rams are starting it up again. Here comes CB East. Just dump it in and go after it on the forecheck. Does Phil McIntyre with 4 goals this year. From behind the goal, Ryan Schuler, their defenseman for Pennridge, gets knocked down. Comes all the way around to one of the Manto kids, Jeff Manto. He and Tyler Manto were key in the Pennridge win over CB East back in February. That was then, this is now. But a good start for Pennridge, out shooting CB East 6-2. Sent in deep again. Trey McKeelich is trying to get rid of it, and they sealed off that side and come over to the other side, and now CB East looking to wear them down. West tried a shot, and that's blocked, and running away. Here comes Manto, and the Pennridge Rams try to throw it into the middle. It'll be covered in down there by Mangiacopra. So he hangs on, and we'll do a face-off draw all the way back in the CB East zone. And you know, it's sort of a shot pass for Manto on the fly, but it ends up going to the goalie, so it counts as a shot on goal. 7-2 shots to start for the Pennridge Rams, and 10:31 to go in the first period here. So yeah, the winner to play on Thursday at 8:40, again here at Hatfield in Colmar. 8:40 on Thursday against probably the Pennsbury Falcons, we assume. Cleared out to center. Ryan Schuler comes up with that and sends it back in for the Pennridge Rams. And deep, is that an icing? No, it will not be. And that means Chris Matthews, the defenseman for CB East, has to get it going. And the Patriots just trying to nudge it out to center. Blocked down on the line. Well, this Pennridge Rams team is pretty tough for a 10 seed especially. Little dangle try there for Andrew Savona with 3 goals this season. It was knocked off of his stick over to the other corner. And Kevin Pico is over there. Ryan Pico is the goalie. Kevin Pico is the forward. And the CB East Pats up to Owen Brackbill. Out to center, and that's broken up, and here comes Pennridge again. Dachowski can move, but it was nudged off of his stick. Chased it down in front of the blue line, rattled around the boards and over to the other side. Mikilich knocked it in down low. Change on the go for the Pennridge Rams. Yeah, save your energy, guys. Get in those short shifts. Boyle an intercept for Pennridge at center. And now Boyle is taking it all the way up to the corner, marked there by Schuler. Out in front, score! And the Pennridge Rams draw first blood. I think that might have been Richie Shanks down low, number 14. And let's see if that's correct. 9:21 to go in the first period. It is Richie Shanks. 9:21 to go in the first with the shots 8-2 Pennridge. And it's a 1-0 lead for the 10-seeded Rams. Nice setup there from behind the goal, and he just bangs it through 5-hole on Mangiacapra. And now we're trying to figure out who's allowed to come on and not allowed to come on for Pennridge on the other side of that initial strike. The Pennridge Rams can put up some goals, and a couple weeks ago, a 10-2 win over Souderton. 4-2 over Neshaminy. They had a 6-5 loss to end the season against Pennsbury last week. But they can play, and I think some may be a little surprised at a 10 seed, but there's a lot of parity and a lot of good teams at AA. Somebody had to go down to the 7, 8, 9, 10 spot. Pennridge feels maybe like they didn't quite get the respect that they could have deserved, and Ryan Schuler was up and he fired it wide. Another shot from the right wing, and that is on to the goalie, Mangiacapra. He'll have the cover up there on that little sharp angle flip for his 8th save on 9 shots. And a 1-0 lead for Pennridge on the goal for Richie Shanks with 9:21 to go in the first period. For Shanks, his 6th goal and 11th point of the season. Jack Lowry, 7 goals on the year. He's on the face-off, and he won that over Bogdan Bodorenko, and now it comes out of the point. Big slap shot. That missed wide. But a big drive there from the point. That was Connor Frisch. Hasn't scored this year. That's a pretty big shot for a kid who hasn't scored a goal. Oh, he pinched a little bit. Almost got burned by it. They're able to recover as CB's chases it down on the far side wall and dumps it in deep. Oh, there's a shot through traffic. That was a little tricky there from Connor Kaiser with 12 points this year. A little bit of traffic. Ryan Pico, the goalie, with a stick save and the cover. Well, Pennridge not supposed to be as offensive as they've been before. Ryan Pico has given them some good goaltending at times. 4-3 win this year against CB East and a 10-0 win over CB West. This is a team that doesn't have quite as much offense as past years, but they still have had a couple of games where they put up 10 goals. Sent in deep by the Pennridge Rams. They have the early advantage in this game, the early momentum, and a 1-0 lead to show for it. Here in round 1 in the AA level of the 42nd Flyers Cup. Pennridge puck possession, hanging on to it in the corner, and flipped in down low by Cooper White. Now coming up with it for CB East, Kyle McIntyre, defenseman, out to center. A couple guys collide out there. Conrad Frisch knocking down a man. And here are the Rams trying to work through that CB East forecheck, and they do. And now they can get moving with numbers if they can hustle up there. The pass was a little bit behind Cooper White, and that kind of fizzled out, but another intercept at center, and now attacking across the line with speed, trying a little tangle move. Colin Dachowski stripped of the puck. but they're getting some good opportunities, and they're rushing into the CBE zone pretty easily are the Pennridge Rams. Here they'll just backhand swing it in. Hopping puck is settled by Kaiser. Now he turns it and back the other way. I don't know if he's going to try to go coast to coast, but maybe. Now up to the red line and a lead pass across the line for Adam Bostock with a dozen goals this year. Maybe their best shot that they've had so far, but Pennridge sends it in down low. Chris Matthews to try to rotate it back, and Connor Kaiser on the pickup again. Maybe a longer shift for him, sent all the way down. They will wave off icing. That was touched by a Pennridge player. Quickly moving first period. I mean, we had a goal and barely any other whistles at all. Sent all the way down ice, and is that going to be an icing? No, that was touched on its way down as well. And now this is an icing. And Connor Kaiser isn't happy with himself, and he sailed it down and takes the icing violation. We bring it back to the Central Bucks east side. CB East began the year a couple blowout wins over CB West and North Penn, 10-1 and 6-1. Went through some injury issues, and they went winless for 4 straight. But then a 7-1 win over North Penn on February 24th, and then all the way to beating the Chamonix a couple weeks ago, their last game that had been canceled. I mean, that's part of the luck of the draw. Oh, there's a hopper that was sent down. There was a delayed offside on the whistle, too. And those kind of hoppers can be a little tricky here for the high school goalies, too. We're just happy we made it through the season. I mean, a couple months ago, would we have a hockey season? Would we have the Flyers Cup this year after it was canceled last year? They got through a couple games last year. And then, of course, March 11th was really when most of the sports started shutting down after the NBA had its shut down with Rudy Gobert. And so now here we are, and we actually do have a Flyers Cup. But, I mean, just like NCAA basketball or NCAA hockey, there were some teams that were not able to play. They ended up having COVID issues. Here's a chance down low and a shot and a rebound, and it's a score! On the rebound of the shot from Blake Stewart, the initial save for Mangiacopra on Blake Stewart, but then the rebound is popped right in, and it is 2-0 Pennridge. And I'm trying to see who gets that putback goal there. I think that's Lerhoff, yeah. Lerhoff had the putback for his 15th goal of the year on the rebound from Blake Stewart with 5:52 to go in the first. It is 2-0 Pennridge. So Lerhoff from Stewart, and I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot that Mangiacopra could do back there in his crease. They were right on top of him and scrambling around. So an early edge for the 10 seed over the 7 seed, and I don't think anybody really would consider this to be any kind of an upset. But technically, based on the seeding, the lower seed is actually ahead. The 10 seed Pennridge Rams up 2-0 on the 7 seed Central Bucks East Patriots. 5:20 to go in the first. And the Rams are looking for more, and Jack Lowry across the red line to send it in. Kaiser and Bostock had kind of a longer shift out there, and they're not going to be able to get it back all at once here in the first period. They're going to need energy in the third. They're in this for the long haul, as it were, as they're going to try to get this game going back the right way for CB East. Bouncing puck gets through a man for Pennridge, and here come the Patriots. A little 2-on-2 shot through a screen. That was a nice try there on the wrister from Phil McIntyre, handled by the very capable Ryan Pico. Looks very comfortable back there. Shots 10-5 Pennridge, and a 2-0 lead with under 5 minutes to go in the first period. David in across the line, sends that right on net. He was trying to catch Mangiacopra maybe a little bit on his heels some. I think Mangiacopra maybe was expecting it to be dumped in around the boards. I know I was. And instead he shot it from just about behind the blue line from way over on the left boards, and it almost could have had a chance. And it gets him an offensive zone draw, too. Jeff Montani's Pennridge Rams playing great to start. Sluggish start here for head coach Jeff Mitchell's Central Bucks East Patriots. Spun all the way back into the Pennridge Rams side, and now on the forecheck there, Boyle is going to dodge a man and carry him out himself, and away he goes. Lead pass is a little bit beyond the reach there of Andrew Savona. Now Savona chased it down. Coming up with it is Kaiser Connor, and I should say Connor Kaiser, and back out to center. Well, getting some hitting in there too. Yeah, Kaiser's a little ticked because his team is down a couple goals, and you know, he's a big body, so he can throw his weight around. He doesn't have to get angry to get physical in the first place. Connor Kaiser speeding away there with Savona chasing after him. and now banks it forward. And Kaiser tripped over his own teammate there and goes flying, kind of head over heels while Borodenko had gone down. Looks like he's okay, but Kaiser will go to the bench here. Bostock is in, and from the right circle had it poked away and over to the boards. 3:35 to go, and the first little 2-on-2 for the Rams. Savona is in, gives it off to a trailer driving in, and now he really didn't have much but a backhander. Got bumped from behind, and a couple guys go crashing out into the boards. There's Shane West trying to come up with it for CB East. A couple other guys colliding. Yeah, physicality picking up a little bit here now. And sent back to the point, a shot. There's a good shot block there for Connor Hauser on the drive from Duchowski. Duchowski again, backdoor score, and they got another one, and it's 3-0. And I think that's Aiden Boyle on the back door from Colin Duchowski with 3:06 left in the first period. 3-0 Pennridge. That indeed was on the back door. Aiden Boyle was left open. And nice vision on the left wing from Duchowski to connect with him. And this absolutely is not going how CB East would have liked or expected. 3-0 in the first period, and shots are 12-5 Pennridge. Well, this is surprising. I think we were all expecting a close game, and we still might have that, but we're certainly not getting that to start. Central Buck East Patriots sailed it all the way down ice, and it's paddled away by the goalie Ryan Pico. What a terrific start in this game for the Pennridge Rams. So we've had underdog stories of some lower seeds, lower than 10, who have made big runs. All right, intercept, and Ian Traeger is in, knocked off of his possession and cleared back behind the blue line. And so the Patriots have to touch up. Pennridge to start it up again. Ryan Schuler there in the corner. 2.5 to go first period. I mean, it is, except for the goals that have been scored, 3 of them, and we had 1 icing. I don't know if we've had hardly any other whistles. A lot of continuous play. Cooper White got bumped down at center ice. Kyle Hausner delivered that check. D to D, but hot in the pursuit there. The Pennridge Rams. Oh, there's another hit there with Stewart kind of laying out Owen Brackbill of the Patriots. Now we do have a penalty coming up and an interference call. And are they going to get that hit that I saw, or was there something else in the corner? And yeah, it's on the call. It's on the hit that we saw right in front of us here. So Stewart to the box for Pennridge, and what a huge power play this is. Really, in the first period, you don't normally think of a power play as being a big deal, or make it or break it. I don't know if it's really make it or break it, but they're down by 3 and they get a power play with 1:58 left in the first. So yeah, it is a big deal for Central Bucks East to score right here. Face-off for Bostock, and he's got Kaiser behind him, and well, he kind of briefly won that draw, but it was chopped over into the corner. Lerhoff with a goal today, and their leading scorer is out there on the penalty kill. Comes up high to Kaiser, and that shot was blocked. Coming out to meet him there was Lerhoff, and carried away by Pennridge. Little short-handed run if they want to get it going, and that might have been almost a broken stick. It was, yeah, Lerhoff broke his stick there. Certainly looked funny, and he just lays that out on the ice and heads over to the bench. Hustling over was Manto. Jeff Manto got a piece of that, broke it up, and he's going to get off for a change on the PK as well. Scooping it up, the CB East Patriots, and they have 1:20 to go on the power play, 1:18 left in the first period, so almost exactly the same on the time. And a 3-0 lead for Pennridge on goals for Shanks, Lerhoff, and Boyle. Bang, bang, bang. And the Rams take that early advantage, and they clear it all the way down again, and looking very good on this penalty kill. They haven't given up a lot of goals this year, Pennridge. They lost to Pennsbury 6-5. Otherwise, you see a lot of 2-0 and 3-0 losses for the games that they did lose, 10-2 and 4-2 wins. They just don't give up much, and they've got the goalie to back it up, but also the defense in front of them. There's a shot that Pico will kind of steer over to the corner off the pads with 35 seconds left in the period. Sailed all the way down ice, the long clear, and he's got a cover on it too. Does Mangiacopper on the long clear. And so they have to take a defensive zone faceoff on their power play, which isn't necessarily ideal, but there was a man hustling up there. I think that was Jack Lowry for Pennridge, kind of forcing the issue. And Mangiacopper blinked, and he was forced to cover with 32 seconds left first period. They still have the power play for the rest of the first, but Now they're on the wrong side of the ice on this faceoff. They win the draw, though, and race out of there with it. Here comes Pennridge in across, I should say CB East, in across the line. Duchowski briefly broke that up, centering pass from behind the goal, and it goes right through the attempt of Ian Traeger and all the way back to their own side. Well, let's see if Kaiser has time to speed up there on another rush. 10 seconds to go in the period. Slap shot is high and into the glove of Ryan Pico. He reaches up and spears that one and hangs on. So, yeah, Kaiser's got some pretty good wheels. And the big man who plays back on the blue line, but, you know, an offensive-minded defenseman, and he really kind of gets everything started here. They're going to need him to feed Adam Bossack. They need to get on the board, but they only have 6.4 seconds left in the period. Face-off win for Pennridge, cleared all the way down. That's the first. I mean, that's it. And what a start for the Pennridge Rams. Richie Shanks with 9:21 left in the period. And then it was Lerhoff with 5:52 left and Aiden Boyle with 3:06 left. So they were scoring about every 3 minutes apart or so from halfway through the first on. And a 3-0 lead for Pennridge after one. This is the 42nd annual Flyers Cup.
When you're investing in Malvern Prep, you're investing in over 175-year history of all boys Augustinian education.
If you're looking for a well-rounded education that prepares your son, this is the place that will build the foundation to shape you for the future.
We're going to inculcate in students a love for lifelong learning, and we want a strong moral character. The rest is fun, learning, exploring, and enjoying life.
When you're investing in Malvern.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Eldion Padulary in Feasterville, Trevose today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Planning Group is an independent financial advisory firm serving all Flyers fans across the country. Located in Pennsylvania since 1981, we will offer a free financial plan to all parents of student athletes participating in the Flyers Cup. For more information about our services, go to haddonplanning.com or call Jake Reardon at 856-428-5300. Haddon Planning Group is... Rejoining you live from Hatfield Ice Arena in Colmar, Pennsylvania. And boy, such a stunning start. No offense to the Pennridge Rams, but I certainly wasn't expecting a 3-0 lead in the first period. I thought this was going to be a nail-biter all the way down to the wire here. Bob Rotrug here with you live, and a couple seconds left on the power play, and that's it. The power play ends, and coming right out of the box, here's their captain, Blake Stewart, intercepting it and stolen right back by CB East. And now working from our right to our left. We're in the white jerseys, our Central Bucks East. Shot that sailed high over Ryan Pico and off the end glass and coming up with it. Yeah, here comes Stewart again for the Pennridge Rams wearing the green. McIntyre had it, and it was pumped right back in by Jeff Manto. Pennridge driving in on net. Looked like a little poke check in there down low on the attempt for Conrad Frisch right on top of Mangiacopra. All right, CB East is on the move. Here's Connor Kaiser, who flipped it across to a teammate and bounced over his stick down to the corner. And again retrieved by Pennridge. Nice move from his own line, Stewart, as he kind of deked out the man. And then he just got it in deep, and you got the long change here in the second period, and those benches are way down away from the red line here at Hatfield and Colmar. It's not like the benches are right next to each other, so it's an even longer change for the high school kids. That's a little bit of a factor in the second period, I think. I think it's fair to describe it that way. Eric Lerhoff with 14 goals this year. That pass was kind of behind him a little bit and bouncing off of his skates. Here comes Boyle for Pennridge. That shot was deflected by Shane West, the defenseman for CB East. Tangle up for the puck in the corner. Adam Bostock is coming back and kind of lurking and waiting for them to dig it away and getting some help there from Kaiser. Kaiser's going to try to start this comeback for the CB East Patriots. And yeah, they worked it off the end boards. Bounces off a stick and now into the zone, and Bostock tried to put on a move. Boy, they're defending on him really well. You got a key on the top guy, obviously. Collision there. Still in the Pennridge zone. Jabbed forward. That's Tyler Goodwin down there. He's throwing his weight in. The big man is Bostock on the corner. Back up high. West on the point. And looking through. Got a shot. And, yeah, sent him scrambling a little bit. Gave themselves a chance, but kind of one and done almost as Pennridge is back in the other way. Drag to the slot and aiming for the upper 90. Missing that high was Andrew Savona. Might have been tipped off a defenseman's stick. 13:40 to go, second period. Pennridge with 3 goals in the first. And the shots in the first were 12-7 Pennridge. And the shots to begin were 8-2, so it actually got a little better for CB East after the really hot start for the Pennridge Rams. From the corner, Aiden Boyle with a goal today was trying to center, and it comes off of a stick and all the way back to the Pennridge side. Lowry got a tip on the lead pass. CB East gobbles it up. Kyle McIntyre throws it all the way in. And Pennridge is having a difficult time. Yeah, there's CB East winning it on the forecheck. Now a little support for Pennridge. CB East got it again. Central Bucks East, Phil McIntyre down there, providing some help to keep the Rams from clearing. And they're fighting for it down there. And now CB East just lost the puck, so the Rams a little bend but not break. And they lost the puck a couple of times, but they got it back. They still haven't cleared the zone, but they're working on it. And now they did get it out to center. That pass, oh, here's a lead pass for Boyle. He's in past the D, breakaway. Poke checked and knocked out of there, Mangiacopra. And Boyle never got off the shot on the breakaway. Boy, we were that close to 4-0 when Boyle was way in past the Central Bucks East D. Shanks rolls it in deep. Had the first of their 3 goals in the first period. Lead pass, CB East. McIntyre in. And that's sent in down low, and here's Pennridge again. CB East doesn't have a whole lot of offensive zone possession. They had a little bit last time. And now they're trying to rush in there and steal. Adam Bostock had it. Couldn't get off the shot. Tried to tap it back behind him. Would have been better off turning and just wailing it on net, but didn't have eyes in the back of his head there. So sailed back. Is that an icing? He was behind the red line, was Chris Matthews. I think that's an icing unless they're going to negate it. It was very close to the red line, but they will call it an icing and bring the faceoff all the way back to the CB East zone. Yeah, we got a second game coming up here today, too. It's on a different YouTube link, but here all on the same channel on our Flyers Cup YouTube channel in conjunction with SFBN. Central Bucks South Titans, the 6th seed, against the Owen J. Roberts Wildcats, who are 5-1-2, and they're an 11 seed. So it's not exactly a gimme in the 6 versus 11 game for Central Bucks South, playing in maybe a better conference, I think many would consider, in the Continental Division of the SHL. And Owen J. Roberts up next in the Pioneer Division of the ICSHL. Down low and deep in the Pennridge zone. Pennridge just carries it right out of there. Methodically working it through center, but that pass, a little lead pass, was a little beyond the reach of Ryan Schuler. Boyle gets to it. I mean, they got 2 men in deep, winning that puck from one defenseman from CB East. Sharp angle shot is off the pads of Mangiacopra and a save. You know, after maybe a slightly more, oh, here's a shot. Oh, that's a tricky one for CB East. And a close call there. I think that was DeRugeris there who had that shot, Steven DeRugeris. And here they come in again. That shot was tipped off a stick and up and out. Tyler Godwin had a chance there that was deflected away. They're getting sticks in the shooting lane. I mean, we have 10:42 to go in the second, and already 17 shots on goal for Pennridge. It actually could be worse than 3-0. I mean, there's the breakaway save and a couple other good ones for Mangiacopra. So 17 shots before we get to the midway mark of this game. I mean, 10 shots is okay for CBEs, but they gave up a lot to start, and they're still giving up some. And here comes Pennridge hustling up. Stewart in across the line, tried to dangle and lost the puck and knocked down into the corner. And here's Connor Kaiser trying to turn it back the other way. Duchowski stopped it at the point, shot through traffic, hit off a body. Duchowski couldn't keep it in on the blue line. Has to come back, and he'll just backhand shovel it in. And there was a delayed offside. Everybody was touching up for Pennridge. Now Stewart hustles in, he steals it away, and CB East is having some problems here with their breakouts. Pennridge is all over him from the left point. It sailed over into the corner for Aiden Boyle with one of their goals, and now back out to center. So Pennridge clears, I should say CB East clears. Pennridge right back in, Duchowski starting it up again, and the Rams pick it up in the corner. Carried in behind the goal, looking for a little wraparound try. That wasn't quite there either. And now the Patriots away, and let's see what they can accomplish here. Garugeris across the line will shoot it in deep, rolled around the boards. And they're just getting off for a change. Yeah, they were hemmed in their zone for so long. What can they accomplish? Well, what they can do is they can try to get a change on the very long change here in the second. Sailed all the way down, no icing, and turning it back the other way. Here comes Kaiser for the Patriots. Up to McIntyre, and Bostock is in, their leading scorer. Long shot, that was easily spotted by Ryan Pico and poked over to the corner. Intercept there. Kaiser's gonna let it rip. Oh, he scored! And he goes top shelf there on a shot from left point. Punching the shoulder was Ryan Pico, but it sailed through anyway for Connor Kaiser on a long-range shot from the blue line. And that gets CBE on the board at 3-1. Connor Kaiser, I don't think it was tipped either. So Kaiser gets his 6th of the year. And Central Bucks, he's not going to give up this one so easily. You get that long-range shot that goes in past Ryan Pico, who's maybe not the biggest goalie there, and it's a top-shelf goal. 3-1 Pennridge now. And it gets a little more interesting. Here's Kaiser again, their captain. Oh, he missed connection there, and that's the second time he's had a reaction like that where he's had an icing and he's been pretty bothered with himself. Well, slowly but surely, CB East is kind of working through some of the pressure that they've had to handle from Pennridge driving in and the forecheck, and you know, some of their defensemen were left a little bit unsupported at times. Well, there's a face-off win for Pennridge. Quick shot, and I don't think Mangiacopra touched that one, and it was just missing wide and maybe off the side of the net. Bouncing puck out through center, and is scooped up again. Here's Kaiser. Yeah, they're going to get him a lot of ice minutes here, especially down by 2. 8.5 to go in the second period. Phil McIntyre and Bostock with the assists on the goal for Connor Kaiser. I'm telling you, Pennridge is all over it here, so they'll just carry it back in behind their own goal. Will Phil McIntyre. And I mean, they're spending a lot of time just getting organized and trying to break this pressure. But now Phil McIntyre through center, knocked off of his possession a little by Andrew David, but he comes up with it again. He's in front of the red line. He'll wheel it in around the boards and all the way deep into the zone, and picking it up down there is Tyler Goodwin, and just rotating it in back of the Pennridge net. Trying a little shot pass attempt from the point was Chris Matthews. Now Matthews again. He just throws it kind of into no man's land, hoping that they can go in and get it. And broken up here by Pennridge, and they're back the other way. Oh, there's a quick shot, and a rebound came out. Juicy try on the backhand for Richie Shanks. Didn't get all of it, though, with some defensive coverage in front. 7:10 to go in the second period. And Pennridge with 3 goals in the first. Oh, a turnover, and right on top of him, and he rolled it wide. And a glorious opportunity, an interception right in front of the net, and he couldn't bury it. Who is that, Cooper White, 12? I think it is. His number was tucked into his jersey. It is 12. Cooper White, who picked it off right in front of the net. White dangles to the high slot, and he gives there to Chowski, and a shot is blocked off of a body and goes over to the corner. Cooper White to go get it again with 6:40 to go in the second period. I mean, there were a couple. There was the breakaway earlier as well. Pennridge still getting great chances, but Mangiacopra is keeping Central Bucks East around in this game with some terrific stuff. Another turnover there for CB East. Lifting the stick and winning, it was Andrew Lezak. Do we have a penalty called and a slash? I referenced the lifting the stick, but I think this was a retribution that they got on the penalty when he got beat a little bit. And let's see who's going in. And the door is open on the Central Bucks East side, and yeah, they're going to take Bogdan Borodenko. It's a power play for Pennridge. It's their first of the game. CB East is 0 for 1. And the Rams with a 3-1 lead will go on the power play with 6:22 left in the second. Shots on goal. Pennridge 20, Central Bucks East 12. Face-off win for Pennridge, and they'll get it set up, and quarterbacking some here is Dachowski, center point. Put it in down in the left corner. Kind of walking in, going for the back door, and creeping in there was Jeff Manto. The pass was tipped and goes around again. Now up high, center point. Oh, through traffic. Mangiacopoulos saw that long shot from Colin Dachowski, and he's got it and hangs on. So what do we have now? 1:34 to go on the power play here for the Pennridge Rams. Yeah, I like the goaltending that they've been getting from Ryan Pico. He let in that one. Their defense, though, hasn't given up a whole lot. All right, cleared away by Central Bucks East. Here comes Pennridge again. And Aiden Boyle, man, can he skate and carries it across all three lines and into the zone. Down there for Lerhoff. Again, 14 goals this year, and now 15 after he scored one earlier in the first period of their 3 goals. He had the middle one. Lerhoff from the right wing trying to put that in the middle. And on the back door, dropping it, but took a funny bounce there over the stick of Colin Dachowski, and he's got to hustle all the way back and regroup. Retreats behind the net to start it up again, marked there by Ian Traeger. 50 seconds to go on the Pennridge Rams power play, and here comes Dachowski, and he just dashes around a man, carries it in. Nobody is there on him. Leaves it in the middle. The centering pass didn't quite connect. Oh, it rolls onto the goalie, Mangiacopoulos. He's got it, and he hangs on with 5:02 left in the second period here from the Hatfield Ice Arena in Colmar, Pennsylvania. And 16 teams in the AA field, and you have the AAA and the single A as well. You have the girls tournament too. So glad that we were able to have the Flyers Cup again this season, and so glad here with our crew at SFBN we were able to get together with the Flyers Cup and make these broadcasts happen as well. We've got 4 games going on at once tonight. We have another game across on the other arena, on the other ice sheet here that we're broadcasting at the same time. So, and over at Iceworks too. I mean, we've had games all over the place. First round is a busy time, and they've narrowed down the locations, part of the COVID thoughts and philosophies here for this year. So only 3 locations for all of these opening round games. And who's going to make it all the way through to Philadelphia in the Flyers Cup? Here's a breakaway, short-handed, hustling all the way up there. And Phil McIntyre, kind of a tough angle, tried to put it in on the short side, and he missed past the stick side of Mangiacopoulos. Now and across the line, Pennridge is whistled for an offside. That comes with 4:34 to go in the second period and 13 seconds left on this Pennridge power play. The Rams scored 3 in the first from Richie Shanks and Eric Lerhoff and Aiden Boyle, and had a 3-0 lead. And I mean, they could have scored before they even had their first goal. They had the kind of domination going on. Now it's pretty even stuff. And in fact, CB East coming back a little bit here. They just killed off that power play. Coming out of the box is Borodenko. So CB East killed that off, kept it a 2-goal game, and now they work it out through center. Here's Chris Matthews up along the near glass. Bostock, and he's moving across the blue line. Oh, he didn't. You know what? He called it offside, and he didn't mean to. The linesman just sort of apologized. He shook his head and said, I shouldn't have blown that whistle. And there was Matthews trying to keep it legal, kept it on the blue line. The linesman saw what he was doing. He saw that nobody was in, but he blew it down, so you can't do anything after you already blew the whistle. So the linesman apologized. You could tell that he didn't mean to blow that whistle, and I don't blame him. It looked a little funky, but he definitely did keep it onside, and that linesman knew it had happened that way. But he blew the whistle, and mistakes happen. Pennridge wins the draw, and Kevin Pico is in. Down low, that's Savona behind the goal. There's a shot right on top of him there. And Mangiacopoulos handled that one. I mentioned Mangiacopoulos when Pico had made a save earlier. That's Pico back on the Pennridge side, of course. Here comes Central Bucks. He's dangling in. He got hooked. There's a penalty coming up on Pennridge. CB East is pulling the goalie. Shot, stick save over to the corner. That's not possession, though, so they still have a 6-on-5, and now another one is batted out, and it's touched, and they'll call a hook. So he had a little 1-on-2 there, but was splitting the D, and they had to get a piece of him to break up what could have ended up becoming a breakaway, and he got a piece of him before it would have been any kind of a penalty shot. But Ryan Schuler on the hooking infraction with 3:26 to go in the second period. And now a big power play opportunity for CB East. And the Patriots down 3-1. They got one of them back with 9:12 left in the second. On the long-range goal for Connor Kaiser, his 6th of the year. And Kaiser is out there, and so is Bostock, and he's directing his teammates on where they need to align here on this left-wing faceoff to begin the power play. On the draw was Godone, and now it comes out. Oh, long shot. That's dangerous on Pico. On the shot for Shane West, kind of a heavy-looking shot that might have had a little sink to it. Ryan Pico handles that. Another face-off here in the Pennridge zone. Down 3-0, but now a chance to make it a one-goal game. They've made it 3-1, and now they have the power play to try to make it 3-2. Bostock was going to take the draw, and now it's Godone, and wins that face-off, and here's West walking in, shooting. That's a block there off the leg of Duchowski and over to the corner. In behind the goal, and Godone pivots back the other way. They're still kind of tangled up. Oh, pulled out by CB East. Drop for Bostock. Their top scorer way back on the point. Top of the left circle, West. Shot, a rebound, stick save, loose, and Pennridge got a piece. The Rams clear to center. That was a little bit juicy there between the circles for CB East for just an instant. Patriots getting some momentum now. 2:40 left for the second and 1:14 to go on this power play for the Central Bucks East Patriots. And across the line, they're offside there. This one was a real offside. And Adam Bostock kind of faked out his teammates a little bit, I guess. So a neutral zone draw with 2:32 to go in the second period and 1:07 left on this Patriots power play. This isn't exactly make it or break it, but if they can make it a one-goal game before we do the ice cut between periods 2 and 3, that's good news for them. They'll get fresh ice to come back in the third and try to get the equalizer here. Of course, we don't have the ties in the playoffs. We'll play overtimes all night long if we have to. That's happened before, too. Let's not do that, especially not in the first game. But the Patriots are looking good here. I mean, they can make a comeback. Little trouble, though, back on their own side. Blake Stewart stepped up, and he just took it right off the stick of Shane West. He got a little bit of an active stick there, picked it up, tied it up behind the goal, and finally pulled out by the Patriots. And that killed some clock. Still on the power play here, Central Bucks East, but only, what do we have, 25 seconds left, I think, on the power play, or is it, the clock has a couple of lights burnt out, so I think we're down to 20 seconds now. Okay, I had it right. Yeah, we got it on our screen. It looks better on our screen than up on the scoreboard. And they're doing a great job killing this. Pennridge is keeping it in the Central Bucks East zone the entire time. Patriots got a piece. All right, now here they come. Connor Kaiser, their goal scorer. Lead pass in across the line. Bostock tried to put on a move. Wanted to turn that into a breakaway. Didn't happen. Back the other way. Lerhoff is in past the D. It's a breakaway for him. And he shot it, and he pulled the trigger a little earlier, trying to catch Mangiacapra there. And he put the squeeze on it. I think he was trying to go 5-hole when everybody thought he would go a little longer and try to go wide around his right leg. But he shot it and pulled the trigger a little faster there. And Mangiacapra was ready for it. That's a big save. And he's made a couple of breakaway saves. I mean, Pico back there has done a couple of nice stops on his end, but really it could be 6-1 or so. Here's a backhander. Oh, he just got a tip on that one. It looked at first like it missed high, but Mangiacapra got a piece of that little backhander, elevated, that I think could have been a top shelf goal if he hadn't gotten a right shoulder on it, just barely. And the puck out of play with 1 minute even to go in the second period. It was a good opportunity on the power play for the Patriots, but they really didn't get much going. There was one scramble down low early on the power play, but that was about it. So Pennridge looking good, but we still have a minute and a period to go. There's another intercept on the line. Mikilich put it down into the corner. Coming out with it is Lowry in the high slot, wanted to pull the trigger. Poked off of his stick there to back him up. Ryan Schuler on the point. Put it in down low. Centering pass from the corner. A lot of traffic there. A lot of bodies and played out the center. 35 seconds to go in the period. And the Pennridge Rams again, Jack Lowry from the CB East line rolls it in deep. Hustling over to get it is Carter Kaiser. And he'll backhand fling that in around the boards. Pennridge is right there to pick him off. Out in front, oh, a great save. He denied Lerhoff. Did Mangiacopra sliding over left to right. Terrific quickness there. That was a great centering pass from the right wing corner. That's another one. Really easily should be 4 or 5 or 6 to 1. Mangiacopra's made some beauties. 5 seconds left in the period. McIntyre in for CB East. Across the line, Lerhoff watching him. Couldn't get off a shot. That's it. Second period is over, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Pennridge Rams. And they had no scoring in the second period, did Pennridge. CB East on a goal for Connor Kaiser, 9:12 to go into the second. Made it a 2-goal game, and they had the power play after that, but really couldn't get it going. Pennridge is still playing the better game. Shots on goal after 2. Pennridge 25, Central Bucks East 15. And so the shots on goal in the second period, Pennridge 13 and CB East 8. And I thought the second period was a little bit better for CB East, but then Pennridge had those glorious chances that were thwarted by Mangiacopra that kept this from getting a little more out of hand and is keeping CB East into this game, but they're not showing much in the way of really getting much pressure onto Ryan Pico. We'll see what kind of adjustments they can make, and they'll have fresh ice to start the third, but they're down by a couple, and they're not getting too many scoring chances here. This is a tough hill to climb, it would appear, for Jeff Mitchell's Central Buck East Patriots. My name is Bob Rotruck. We're live from Hatfield Ice Arena in Colmar, Pennsylvania. It is the first round in the AA level of the Flyers Cup, the 42nd annual Flyers Cup. Pennridge 3, Central Bucks East 1. Here at the second intermission, we're back in a few minutes with the third. Haddon Planning Group is an independent financial advisory firm serving all Flyers fans across the country. Located in Pennsylvania since 1981, we will offer a free financial plan to all parents of student athletes participating in the Flyers Cup. For more information about our services, go to haddonplanning.com or call Jake Reardon at 856-428-5300.
Rake Baseball Academy provides effective, detailed instruction on the fundamentals of playing the game of baseball. A fun, positive environment allows kids to relax, gain confidence, and produce consistency, both at the plate and on the mound. Rake is going on the road this summer, bringing camps to a township near you. 2 dates are set, June 21st through 25th and July 26th through 30th, both 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Southampton. Sign-ups begin April 19th. RakeBaseballAcademy.com or 215-528-7197.
The law offices of Bond & Litt has been providing quality legal services to clients in Bucks and Montgomery counties and throughout southeastern Pennsylvania since 1988. Located at the corner of Main Street and Oakland Avenue in the heart of Doylestown, Bond & Litt is a general practice firm focusing in the areas of personal injury, business, and family law litigation. Bond & Litt has served as legal counsel for USA Hockey, the Suburban One League, and other organizations and thousands of other clients throughout the region. If you have a legal issue or just want to know your rights, call Bond & Litt at 215-345-0221.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
When you're investing in Malvern Prep, you're investing in over 175-year history of all boys Augustinian education.
If you're looking for a well-rounded education that prepares your son, this is the place that will build the foundation to shape you for the future.
We're going to inculcate in students a love for lifelong learning, and we want a strong moral character. The rest is fun, learning, exploring, and enjoying life.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Eldion Padulary in Feasterville, Trevose today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
We're back from Hatfield Ice Arena in Colmar, Pennsylvania. Bob Rotruck here with you. So pleased to get to make my debut on high school hockey. I've done plenty of minor league hockey with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and before that the Adirondack Phantoms. It's my 11th season calling games in the American Hockey League, and a lot of college hockey as well back in my days at Miami of Ohio. So I might maybe have called 1,000 games or so. I don't even know. And it's my first ever high school game, so you're enjoying some of my own personal history with me. And here in the first period, in this round one matchup in the AA level of the 42nd Annual Flyers Cup, we have the Pennridge Rams leading the Central Buck East Patriots 3-1, even though Pennridge was the 10 seed. But they're coming off a season in which they were 7-3-1, Central Buck East 6-3-2, and maybe in the SHSHL, maybe considered a slightly better league. And so Central Bucks East gets the better seed, but Pennridge, who beat CB East, well, not in the better league. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the next game. These two teams out of the same league in the Continental Division, and Pennridge having already defeated CB East earlier this year, and now they're doing it again. And it really could have been worse than 3-1. There were some big saves for CB East goalie Matt Mangiacopra. In the second period, when Pennridge had no goals, they really could have had 3 or 4. A couple of breakaways and chances point blank. Matt Mangiacopra is keeping CB East in this game, giving them a chance, but that is, reliant on the Patriots finding some opportunities to score on Ryan Pico. It was a long-range shot from Connor Kaiser, 9:12 left in the second period. They got the Patriots on the board at 3-1, but the first period was all Pennridge. Richie Shanks, 9:21 left in the period. Eric Lerhoff, 5:52 left in the period. And Aiden Boyle, 3:06 left in the period on a terrific centering pass from the corner by Duchowski. And a 3-0 lead for Pennridge after 1. Now 3-1 is the lead after 2. Shots 25-15 Pennridge. And as you can see, we are underway here in the third period. The winner to play Thursday night at 8:40 right back here at the Hatfield Ice Arena over on the blue rink. This is the gray rink, so we've got games going on 2 rinks at the same time. But the winner comes right back here to this building, so they already know how to get here. Pennridge is flying up and into the zone, and they would sure love to get an insurance goal here, get a little extra breathing room. Rotated in behind the goal for Jack Lowry, trying to put it out in front, and deflected, comes all the way back out to center. Aiden Boyle was a little lax getting back to it, realized he had to hustle up, and now lifting some sticks around there. Boyle had his stick lifted. And the penalty is going to go on CB East. I thought they were both kind of getting after each other some, but Boyle gets hooked, and the Pennridge Rams will go on the power play here with 15:10 to go in the third period. And a 3-1 lead for the Pennridge Rams. Did they put him in the box there? I thought they called the penalty. I thought he signaled a slash. Yeah, okay, it is up on the board. A little, I can't, with the reflection, I couldn't see if he was in the box or not. It looked like it was empty. They faked me out, but he is there, and Pennridge, both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. And actually, CB East is now 0 for 2, Pennridge 0 for 1, and on their second. And a chance to build on a 3-1 lead. And here come the Rams of head coach Jeff Montagna. And across the line, Blake Stewart. Stewart, who had a nice assist there on the goal for Lerhoff, broken up and put back out to center. Starting up again is Manto, kind of wheels it around McIntyre and across the line. Took a little tumble there. McIntyre had it. Manto just stick on stick. Whapped that right over to the corner. Carter Kaiser to retrieve for Central Bucks East. Right there in front of the CB East bench. And their head coach, Jeff Mitchell. And I mean, this is a one-and-done tournament, so you're looking at the rest of your season kind of winding down on you. We've got 14 minutes to get 2 goals or else we're done, and that's it. And it happens that way every year in the heartbreaking Flyers Cup tournament for many teams. And driving in, that shot was on Mangiacopra. Got a shoulder on that and covered. That was another good try there. And that was Lerhoff who was driving his way in. Lerhoff, their leading scorer, with his 15th goal of the season today. 15 goals, and this is their 11th game, so over a goal a game. You see Kevin Pico setting up on the right wing, a face-off there for Tyler Manto. It was the Manto brothers who led the way for the Pennridge win. Oh, and here's a shot, nice save. Mangiacopra poked that away. Ryan Schuler to the point and sent down to the corner. And now driving in, a little dangle, hopping puck right on top of him for Savona. And I think getting a paddle on that was Mangiacopper. He got turned around, put his helmet back in place, and he's okay, and then all the way back out to center. That game was a real seesaw affair back on February 5th. 2 goals in the second, and Pennridge was down 3-2, and they won 4-3. This one is launched high in the air, and a rainmaker that hits the ceiling and out of play for the whistle. It was 2-0 Pennridge, then 3-2 CB East, then 4-3 Pennridge as they traded dominating periods. And Pennridge scored 2 goals in the third from Tyler Manto, and then Eric Lerhoff had the game winner with about 10 minutes left when Pennridge won that game in the only other meeting between the Rams and the Patriots back on February 5th, right at the very start of the season. Here come the Pennridge Rams again. Savona in across the line. Power play is over, and out of the box comes Bostock, and there's a shot off the pads there. Mangiacopper sent out in front, and Bostock hustles back, picks it up, and away he comes. Maybe a little 3-on-2. Bostock to the right wing, wanted to dangle around the defenseman Schuler, and he shot it high and behind the net and around the boards and out. He's trying to get it all back in one big rush there, but he just wasn't able to get off a very good shot. Maybe he could have tried to beat the defenseman there. It's a shot from the point. Scramble, score! Down low when it was put in by DeRugeris. And there's Bostock down low, and now all of a sudden you've got a 1-goal game. 12:41 to go in the third. They kill off the Pennridge power play. And Bostock scores from DeRugeris, and the scoreboard just went off. The goal was with 12:41 left, and it's 3-2 now. So Bostock with his 13th of the year. And it was DeRugeris on the assist who kind of sent him scrambling down there after that speedy entry by Bostock that turned into a nothing shot almost on a dangerous look, but they kept it in and they turned it into a goal. So now it's a 1-goal game, and now it gets very interesting. 12:20 to go in the third. Here comes Pennridge, flying in across the line. Some nice speed there for Blake Stewart, but then taken off of his twit from behind. 3-0 lead for Pennridge in the first. Now it's 3-2 after they had those breakaways in the second and some great stops. Mangiacopper is the reason that CB East has an opportunity in this game. Pennridge Rams, Jeff Manto up ice, and here's Pennridge again. Aiden Boyle is kind of dumping that into the corner. Quick retrieval there for Carter Kaiser, and around the boards with help from Borodenko. Looking to clear, and they've got it. A little bit of a snafu there, trying to get it out of there. Centered out in front, attempted to on the backhander by Cooper White, nobody home. Another try from the right corner, down low, score! Diving around Mangiacopper, and the Pennridge Rams get it right back. That's their captain, Blake Stewart, with a nice little slick dangle around the goalie to score here and make it 4-2. Just a minute later, less than a minute after the goal that was scored by Bostock had made it a 1-goal game. Boy, what slick hands there by Blake Stewart, and he deked out Mangiacopper. 4-2. So Shanks, Lerhoff, Boyle, Stewart for Pennridge, Connor Kaiser, and Adam Bostock, the goal scorers for Central Bucks East, right when they had made it a 1-goal game, and Pennridge got it right back on that slick goal by the captain, Blake Stewart. And now Pennridge away. CB East maybe cheating a little bit, trying to get that offense back. They can pinch a little bit here. It's a shot. Mangiacopper handled that one. Nicely done on the drive, hustling in with White in there, and just looking at the numbers as they're coming off. Yeah, that was Dane Fitchett, and we hadn't seen him or really seen him out there a whole lot in this game. But it was Dane Fitchett who got off a really good shot. Offensive zone draw for Pennridge, and now a 4-2 lead for the Rams. Shots in the game: Pennridge 31, Central Bucks East 17. And now sent down. Oh, they called that an icing, and CB East maybe didn't care for that call a whole lot. Kind of had the alligator arms there, hustling back and going after it, and held up short. Pennridge is on pace for 40 shots here in this game. It's a high school game, and between two fairly evenly matched teams, but that's a lot of firepower and a lot of pucks that they're putting on to Mangiacopra. 4-2 Pennridge. Face-off is kind of thrown towards the net, not really very dangerous. Gobbled up by Chris Matthews back there. And from behind the goal, Connor Kaiser racing away. And now a lead pass. Bostock tipped that over to the teammate there, DeRugeris, who set him up for the goal before. Now across the line, well, they were kind of a little botched on their entry there. So at a late offside, they had to give back possession to the Rams. And here comes Pennridge hustling in. Sharp angle shot. Cranked up there. Andrew David. And all the way through and seen into the glove of Mangiacopra, hanging on with 10:23 to go in the third period on a 4-2 lead for Pennridge. There's a lot of time left, but in a 2-goal game, you start to get down to 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Now you let your defensemen take bigger chances, and especially when you've got a guy with the kind of talent and skating ability of Connor Kaiser, just, get him up there. And when you get down to 6 minutes, 5 minutes, now you're throwing everything at him, including the kitchen sink. There's an icing on Central Bucks East. And if it's still a 2-goal game after that, then it becomes sort of a question of when does Jeff Mitchell want to pull the goalie here. And, some of the analytics in all levels of hockey, and I assume down to high school hockey as well, supporting earlier goalie pulls than what had been traditionally done. In a 1-goal game, it's okay to pull a guy 3 minutes left if you've got an offensive zone face-off. Yes, that happens these days. And in a 2-goal game, pull him. I've seen him pulled with 7 minutes left in a 2-goal game, and it worked too. I've seen that happen. I don't know if Jeff Mitchell's a gambling man and likes to really roll the dice that way, but it's a thing these days with the analytics. I don't know how it compares necessarily with high school hockey, but I think it would be comparable. All the way back to the CB East side with 9:45 to go in the third, and a 4-2 lead for Pennridge with the shots 32-17. Through center, Borodenko across the line, give it back to Borodenko. And yeah, there's Connor Kaiser, and he's up there kind of attacking the goal, just like I was talking about. Get that defenseman up there if he feels it. He can get back to his position. And there was a shot from the other side on the point. Chris Matthews deflected off a stick and up and out of play. So yeah, I was just saying, if Connor Kaiser is feeling it, might as well go to the net in a 2-goal game, and there he was right there at the net front. They didn't get it to him, but I don't think that's the last we're going to see of Connor Kaiser making runs towards the crease. Quick shot off the draws, off the end boards. Comes out to Kyle McIntyre. 2-goal game, 9.5 to go. Behind the goal, sent out in front, kind of towards the skates there of Godon. He couldn't do much with it. 3-on-2 for Pennridge. That's the other thing here. They can burn them back the other way when they're pinching. From the right point and sent in down low. Hopper, and he'll be covered by Mangiacopra, who hangs on and will get a face-off back in the Central Bucks East zone. 4-2 Pennridge. Now, the clock on our screen says 8:57, but we're going to assume the clock on the scoreboard at 9:23 is correct. So 9:23 is left, right? They started late, so you're correct, and they goofed it on the scoreboard. Okay, so that's what you were pointing at. They didn't start the clock for a while. Our clock is, well, we got to catch up. They're giving them some extra time. Hey, that helps CB East, and Pennridge didn't notice it. They had that was almost 30 seconds of play without the clock going on the scoreboard, and you had it going on your screen. So now it says 9:03 left on the scoreboard, while we still have it at 8:57 left. So Lyle will get it all timed up here in a moment. You were correct, and they were wrong. And that's big, and I don't think Pennridge caught it or noticed it. Otherwise, they would have been upset at the situation with the extra time. Boy, there was a shot that went off the side of the net there for Dane Fidget. And he's had a couple of chances here for a guy who hasn't had a single goal all season. And here in the third period, he's had a couple of good chances. Now Fidget getting his wheels going, and up high to Chowski on the point, put it in down low. And you know what? You can just send it in deep and try to keep CB East buried. And they've had some difficult times with the forecheck, although not this time. They emerge and race away across the line. 3-on-1, late whistle offside. Godon was in with Bostock, and East is called for an offside. Oh, he's hearing about it here from head coach Jeff Mitchell. He's absolutely, the officials are hearing it from Mitchell on that offside. And I had a better look at it than Jeff Mitchell did from this side. He's kind of on the opposite side. And I'm here to tell you, Jeff Mitchell might be correct. He saw it from way back there. I think he might be right. I think that might not have been an offside, but the linesmen were on top of it. 34-17 are the shots for Pennridge, and down to 8:32 to go for the Central Bucks East Patriots. Oh, they won the faceoff, but Bostock came up with it. Backhander, nice save off the left pad for Ryan Pico. And cleared out to center, hustling back. Kaiser will turn it up again. Boy, crashing up there. Jag Lowry almost had a steal that could have turned into a breakaway. Oh, off-target pass for Kaiser that has them scrambling back. Godone fired it up there. It's behind Bostock all the way down. And no icing. That was behind Bostock and goes all the way down ice. But Pennridge with the puck. Long stretch pass. That'll be tipped through center by Andrew David. And coming up with it, CBE East. They're getting some energy and momentum here. Their desperation push across the line and a shot right into the chest there. Borodenko fired it into Ryan Pico. Kind of in his right chest, but mostly in the Pennridge Rams logo of his jersey. But CB East is now maybe playing some of their best hockey of the game. They're getting that extra push. Still need two, but they could very easily make this interesting, and Adam Bostock is on the draw. Shot from the point, it off a skate there on Kaiser's drive. Comes out to Shane West over there, rolled down low and into the corner for Borodenko. Wanted to put it back up high. And now back out to center, McIntyre to hustle back. The winner to play here Thursday at 8:40, probably against the 2-seeded Pennsbury Falcons, as long as they get past 15th seed Conestoga, who were 6-3 by the way, so they may give the undefeated Pennsbury Falcons a run. But Pennsbury, with all of their big scoring this year and their 10-goal games that they've had, they're dangerous. They scored 63 goals in 10 games this year. Did the Pennsbury Falcons, the 2-seed. And the winner here, likely to play Pennsbury here on Thursday, barring an upset from Conestoga. Now down low and into the corner. There was a hand raise from one of the CB East players. He thought that Borodenko had been interfered with, but no penalty called. Icing's going to be the call here, and no, they negated that. One of the linesmen was going to call it. That got washed out, and so Central Buck East down to 6:45 to go and needing a couple. Back to the Pennridge side. Oh, big hit over there. Charging into him, Godone. Got a huge chunk of Manto, who shakes it off and is okay. And the puck, he kind of saw him coming there, heard the footsteps too, and he iced the puck. So it's an offensive zone face-off here for Central Bucks East. 6:36 to go in the third. Pennridge 4, CB East 2. Pennridge Rams goals for Richie Shanks, Eric Lerhoff, and Aiden Boyle in the first. They had a 3-0 lead. Connor Kaiser got one of them back in the second, 3-1. And they've traded goals here in the third. Adam Bostock for CB East and Blake Stewart for Pennridge. Down low, that was dangerous. Hopper through the slot for Ian Traeger in there. Broken up by the Rams. They're hanging on, and they push it out to center. Pennridge isn't getting anything now. I mean, they were on pace for 40 shots, and since then, they've had almost nothing on Mangiacopra, who was great before and hasn't had to do anything for a little while, as CB East has had this nice push. But the puck is now back in the zone of the Patriots. Tangle up on the boards. Milks a little clock and now pushed away. Hustling back is Ryan Schuler. And here comes Pennridge again with Andrew Savona. Broken up again. Nicely done. Oh, the Patriots. Nice jab forward. Godone from DeRuger as he's in. Shot it off the left shoulder of Ryan Pico. Almost a 1-goal game on that rush. Bit of a 2-on-1, and then the rebound off the end boards was a close call as well for Godone. Very close call on that 2-on-1. We were almost at a 1-goal game with about 5:45 to go. Collision there at center. Manto and Matthews. Lerhoff has it. Shot it high into the chest of Mangiacopra, and he'll cover and hang on for a whistle with 5:21 to go in the third period. It's not on this same YouTube channel, but you can find the link, Flyers-Cup, on Twitter and also on YouTube. And coming up at roughly 8:10 or so, we'll have Central Bucks South Titans against the Owen J. Roberts Wildcats. Timeout is called. I'm going to assume this is a timeout for the Patriots, but I couldn't swear to it. I didn't see. I'm looking up the next game, and next thing I know, they called timeout. But Central Bucks is talking it over here with 5:21 to go in the third period. 4-2 Pennridge, and the shots are 35-21 Pennridge. Yes, it is timeout Central Bucks East, so we confirmed it. Thank you, PA announcer, for letting us know. It was my hunch, but without seeing the signal, you never know for sure. Central Bucks South Titans 7-5-1 are the 6th seed. Owen J. Roberts Wildcats out of the Pioneer Division of the ICSHL 5-1-2, second place behind Springford in the Pioneer League. But they're the 11 seed, even with a better record, but in a league that is not considered quite as superior as the SHL. So that's one of these interesting matchups, and you get some of the suburban teams against the different Bucks County teams all over in the different leagues. When they, here you get two teams from the same league in an opening round matchup. We had some of the New Jersey teams and some of the other outlying teams not participating in the tournament this year. So that leaves us with more intra-league matchups even in the first round, which I'm going to assume is a little more unusual. But we're having a tournament, which that's the good news. We are having a Flyers Cup. The state championships this year will be in Pittsburgh. They were going to be in Philadelphia last year. That got canceled, and so they're in Pittsburgh. They're due later on in April. And that's always fun when you get the Penguins Cup winners against the Flyers Cup winners. They'll come back to Philly next year. All right, face-off win after their timeout. CB East is on the move. Shot Mangiacopra had it. There was a little swing there for Connor Kaiser. I said Mangiacopra. That's Pico. I beg your pardon. Ryan Pico's got it. And Connor Kaiser took kind of a little swing there. The puck was juggled briefly by Ryan Pico after the shot on the rush in the high chest. 5:09 to go in the third. And almost certainly in that timeout, Jeff Mitchell might have talked about when to pull the goalie and things of that nature. Backhander is lifted high, cutting into the slot. CB East has a nice little push here, but do they have enough time? Down by 2, now down to 5 minutes to go. In after it is Borodenko, pulled out by the Pennridge Rams, and they shot it right through West on the point. It just bounced over his stick all the way down. They've got to cover. They got to cover because it was on goal. Would have been icing otherwise. Well, no, it wouldn't have been because you got a Pennridge player who was ahead of everyone. And so instead of an icing, they get the clear, and it's on to the goalie, Mangiacopra, who had to cover with 4:48 left in the third period. So this is the 7 versus 10 game. Coming up next, we have the 6 versus 11 game with the winner to likely play the Fords of Haverford, scoring double digits more often than not, or the 3-seed Haverford Fords. But they have an opening round game against number 14 seed North Penn Knights. All right, up through center and here and across the line. Here comes Ian Traeger, and the Pats need a goal quickly with 4:25 left in the third. Down by a deuce and scooped up by Colin Duchowski for the Pennridge Rams. Does he have the lane to get it out? No, he doesn't. Godone put it in, and down low for DeRudgeris, and they almost combined for a 2-on-1 earlier that would have made it a 2-goal game, and DeRudgeris had neatly set up. Bostock made it a 1-goal game too. Now a penalty on the other side with a Pennridge player. Cooper White bumps down, and it's an interference call against CB East, and that really stings. And the big man, Ian Traeger, takes the interference penalty. Pennridge is 0 for 2 on the power play. They get their third. And there's 4:06 left in the third period, so CB East first needs to kill 2 minutes. That really stings. I mean, they still had time left to try to get one of them back, but now on the other side of this penalty kill, there's not nearly as much time, and it's looking pretty uncomfortable now. But here's a short-handed push. Oh, Bostock tried to dangle there a little bit, and didn't quite happen as he moved in on Duchowski. Now another steal, 2-on-1 for the Pats. Oh, Duchowski dives and blocked the pass. Otherwise, Bostock would have been all alone on top of the goalie, Ryan Pico. Shot the other way. Mangiacopra got it. Little collision with the forward, chasing after the rebound after it was bounced down. There's a little conversation, and the boys will meet down there, and want to protect your goalie some. All right, well, the officials have got them all apart. 1:38 left on this power play for Pennridge. And if they score, then it's probably pretty much over, make it a 3-goal game. A face-off win, another short-handed rush. They're just going to, throw all caution to the wind here. 4-on-5, why not? Make it happen. Centered out in front after the drive in deep on the right wing by Bostock, carried away, and now it's a 2-on-1 for Pennridge. They come in, back door, and looking for David over there. The pass beyond his reach. He was open on the other side, and they just couldn't quite connect. 1:15 to go on the power play for the Pennridge Rams. 3:20 left for the third period. A hopper is sent on to Mangiacopra. He's got to put the squeeze on that and take a face-off in his own zone. So we're looking at about 8:10 was what we were told for our next game for Central Bucks South against Owen J. Roberts. And right now it looks like there's 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the season for CB East. Face-off is pulled out by the Pennridge Rams. They've won a lot of draws and then fanned on a one-timer and carried away. And here comes Connor Kaiser gliding up the right wing, trying to catch Pico on another long-range shot, but this time Pico rotated over to his right, hit him in the shoulder, and dropped down into his breadbasket, and he hangs on. Kaiser in the second period scored, not on the rush, but on a similar long-range shot, trying to launch it in top shelf and catch him on his heels, so why not try it again? CB East is getting some decent chances here, shorthanded, trying to make it a one-goal game. Now under 3 minutes to go. Pennridge Rams the 4-2 lead. Hustling over to keep it in is DeRugeris. Some good urgency and desperation here for CB East after they had the slow start in the first, and ultimately it'll be that first period that will have cost them in this game unless they come back. When they fell behind early, Pennridge had all the momentum and a 3-0 lead for Pennridge after one. Here's Schuler from the point, backdoor, big one-timer, and Mangiacopra read that coming all the way. Got over to his left, made a nice save, rotating to that other side as he denied the big one-time drive from their top scorer, Eric Lerhoff, who has scored his 15th goal of the season earlier today. 13 seconds to go on the penalty to Ian Traeger and 2:15 left for the third. And now an intercept. Oh, it's behind the blue line, so he's just got to leave it there and let Pennridge have it on the delayed offside. We're back to 5-on-5, and well, here's a lead pass. Lerhoff behind the D. Breakaway, didn't get off the shot from the corner. Backhand swings it to the middle, and he couldn't connect with his teammate. Mangiacopra kind of aggressively came out a little bit and challenged him there. Shot from the corner was tried by Kevin Pico. That's off the blocker there of Mangiacopra. 1:45 to go in the third. Across the line for CB East. Vorodenko in. Goalie pulled Mangiacopra to the bench. Empty net for the Patriots and a cover-up on the other side for Pennridge netminder Ryan Pico, who has played a nice game today with 23 saves on 25 shots. Mangiacopra to the bench at an empty net now, extra attacker for Central Bucks East. And he's been good today. He really has. 34 saves on 38 shots and denied a couple of breakaways there. Oh, we've got a penalty here on CB East. They call that an unsportsmanlike on Godone? I thought he... They're tossing him out, yeah. They put the two up on the board, and they're putting two guys in. Or are they having another player serve it for him? It's not a 5-on. Oh, they are. Two players into the box, Godone and McIntyre. And CB East, I think, is going to put their goalie back in and not just give him an empty net here. I mean, it's 5-on-3. If you pull the goalie, you make it 5-on-4, but they're going to put Mangiacopra back in. A pair of minors assessed to Godone and McIntyre after that little scramble there at the net front. And that'll practically pretty much do it here. I mean, it's 5-on-3. And a frustrating way to end the season here for the Patriots of Central Bucks East, but it was the first period for Pennridge. That's the difference maker today. Hunting after the puck is Connor Kaiser, but he's just got to be a one-man scoring machine to make this happen. Dumped in down low and behind the goal with 1:15 to go before the 10-seeded Pennridge Rams advance to the second round on Thursday night at 8:40. They tangle up forward in the corner. I didn't really see what had happened in the crease to dole out two penalties there. All right, take. Well, one of them was unsportsmanlike. I'm not sure if they both were. Breakaway Pennridge. Great save. Mangiacopra. He does it again. I mean, kind of a little consequence here. Out in front. Poked away Mangiacopra before Savona could get off a shot. So, yeah, Godone was unsportsmanlike. McIntyre might have been too. I couldn't quite tell. It's so echoey. We can't hear the microphone quite as well over here. But that is where they get these power plays here at the end to pretty much seal the deal. Boyle circles back, scoops it up, 20 seconds to go. Boyle in across the line. And he shoots one on to Mangiacoper, who hangs on with the glove. I think it was kind of deflected up off of his pad. 15 seconds left. And I'm telling you, Mangiacoper has been great. 40 shots for Pennridge. And he kept CB East around in this game and gave him a chance, but Pennridge was just the better team tonight. Face-off win. Shanks shot off the leg. Another shot aiming for the corner is wide. And around the wall and all the way out to center. And we're counting down here. Yeah, they're excited there on the Pennridge Rams bench. And the 10-seed Pennridge Rams defeat the 7-seed Central Bucks East Patriots 4-2. And they did so in, I don't know, almost dominating fashion for the most part. Mangiacoper was great. 36 saves on 40 shots to give the Patriots a chance. Shots in the game, Pennridge 40, CB East 26. And the two goalies meet at center, and they exchange fist bumps. He wanted to congratulate Ryan Pico, class act by Matt Mangiacoper. To go over and congratulate Pico, and the Rams advance to play on Thursday night, 8:40. Once again here at the Hatfield Ice Arena on the opposite ice rink in the same building at the Hatfield Blue Rink. I beg your pardon. They play Thursday at 6:30, Hatfield Blue. They play the winner of the game taking place tonight over there at 8:40 later on tonight. Pennsbury against Conestoga later on tonight, and they will play here Thursday at 6:30. I beg your pardon, I misread the times, but they'll be back here Thursday, 6:30, will the Pennridge Rams. Shots in the game, 40-26. Power plays for Pennridge, 0 for 5. Central Bucks East was 0 for 3, I believe, maybe 0 for 2. Richie Shanks, Eric Lerhoff, and Aiden Boyle all score back-to-back-to-back in the first period, and the Pennridge Rams took a 3-0 lead. Central Bucks East got back into it. Connor Kaiser with 9:12 left in the second, midway mark of the game, makes it a 3-1 game. Adam Bostock from DeRugeris with 12:41 left in the third, 3-2. It was a one-goal game for less than a minute, though. Blake Stewart right on top of Mangiacoper, who dangled him right around and spun him down to the ice and poked it home with 11:50 left. And there you have it, the 4-2 final. The Pennridge Rams advance, and the season is over for the Central Bucks East Patriots. Coming up next, and about an 8:05 start time, we are informed, as they resurface the ice now, the Central Bucks South Titans against the Owen J. Roberts Wildcats. This is a 6 versus an 11 game, and it might be a little bit closer than you might expect for a 6 versus 11. You hear the seeds, and you think maybe this could be a blowout, but it's really so tight. Central Bucks South 7-5-1, but the 11-seeded Owen J. Roberts Wildcats 5-1-2. And with the shortened seasons, it's really kind of hard to differentiate who are the best of the best. So it's going to be a very interesting one with the Continental Division of the SHL against Owen J. Roberts in the Pioneer Division of the ICSHL. My name, Bob Rotruck. We'll be back on our other YouTube channel to talk about it here. 8-10 for Central Bucks South against Owen J. Roberts. Pennridge wins over Central Bucks East 4-2 here in the 42nd edition and the first round of the AA level of the Flyers Cup.